Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So go now.
Hey guys, it's your girl Brie back at it again with another video for y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and do a voiceover for this one because I was listening to music, but let's just jump into the video. So I'm already priming my face with Vaseline because you already know your girl is dry. Her face is really dry, and I'm just like to warm up the product in my fingertips, and then I'm just gonna slap that stuff on my face. And the next product I'm going to be going in to prime my face is going to be the Milk Hydro Grip Primer slash base adhesive, I believe. This stuff, 10 out of 10, recommend. I love it. It has like such a sticky base. Like, it's the perfect base for your foundation, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just moisturizing my lips with this lip balm from, I think it's from Bath & Body Works. I always buy some every time I go. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump into my brows. So lately I've been using the Morphe, I always want to say Dip Brow, but it's brow cream in chocolate mousse and then in mocha. So right now I'm using that in my eyebrows with a Morphe brush, their eyebrow brush, and I can't think of the brush name for the life of me. So yeah, I'm just going in, and I usually like to start in the middle and then work my way to the tail, and then I'll go back to the front just because I've had a tendency to have really dark brows, and I'm over it, so I've been trying to work on it. So this is pretty much just me doing my brows. I went ahead and fast forwarded it because it's kind of boring, and then I'm going to go ahead and be cleaning up my brows here in a second as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my brows, and I'm going in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, the 16-hour one. And I use shade Medium Peach in pretty much all their concealers. And I always have to mix up some colors. So I use the hydrating one, and then I use like the non-hydrating one. Why? I don't know, because we know I have dry skin. Anyways, I just go ahead and mix those, and I just go right underneath my eyebrow, and we are carving her to the gods pretty much. And we're getting a little up close and personal. I apologize. And then I go in with a Morphe brush to go ahead and buff it out. It's going to be the Morphe M173. Holy grail. Holy grail. Y'all need to go copper. I'm just buffing whatever concealer I had left on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that as like an eyeshadow primer, like my first base initially, because the colors I'm gonna be using are pretty pigmented, so I do want them to stand out. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and set it with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder in shade Translucent. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then I'm using two eyeshadow palettes today. And then that brush, I think it's a BH Cosmetics. Or maybe it's not. I can't remember. But a really good brush to set powders. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow palette. It's going to be the Alyssa Edwards one by Anastasia whenever she did a collab. And my base color it's called Ho. So that's what I'm using on pretty much all over my eyelid, and that's going to be my base on both eyes. And you're going to see that I'm going to be jumping from eye to eye, so just bear with me, okay? And I'm pretty much just buffing it in a Ho, the shade like from left to right. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump into the James Charles Unleash Your Inner Artist. And I'm using, I don't know, I pretty much lost the shade names, but it was like that wine color. And I'm going to go ahead and like, you're going to see here, I kind of stab her in my eye. I have a bad habit of doing that. I just like to stab it like in that little crease area, and then I'll start buffing like slowly but surely. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right there in that little area. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the Alyssa Edwards palette, and on a smaller brush I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Believe, which is like a deep purple color, and I'm going to go ahead and put that like on the outer V of my eye and just slowly buff it in and work its way into the middle of my eye and pretty much use it as a crease shade at that point. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the shade Beyond, which is like a shimmer shade. And I slowly realized as I was picking up the product with my brush that it wasn't going to be as pigmented because one, I didn't wet the brush, and you'll see like in a few clips later, like I do end up wetting the brush and the pigmentation is 100 times better. So I definitely recommend like either apply with your finger or with a wet brush. And so I jumped into James Charles palette, and I'm using that purple shimmer shade as well. Both shades need your brush to be moist, like no doubt about it, to get the color payoff that you're wanting, at least that I wanted. So that's why I messed up on this eye, but I went ahead and learned with my right eye. And now I'm just basically repeating the same steps, going in with the shade Ho in the Alyssa Edwards palette, and then I'll be working my way in with that shade Believe on that outer V, and then of course wetting my brush this time with Beyond, and then the purple shade in the Unleash Your Inner Artist for James Charles. Okay, so see, this is what I'm talking about. See how I'm going in with the shade and the brush, it's moist now, okay? So just give it a second. Just wait. Okay, maybe she wasn't wet yet. I'm about to wet her. See, here we go. So I'm about to wet the brush, okay? Psst, psst, psst. Takes a little second because I'm slow. Anyways, I be lollygagging too much when I film, honestly. That's why I don't ever post. Okay, now I'm about to put it on my eye. Boom! Pigmentation. See, I was like, oh, sheesh. Look at that. Look, yeah, see, I had to get up close. I was like, wow, she is pigmented. And then I'm looking at the other eye, like, I did you dirty, baby. And then, of course, I'm going to go back onto the other eye because there's no way I'm going to go out with one eye looking like that and the other one looking shiny. Well, I mean, I wasn't going anywhere, but you know what I mean. I still needed to make that other one more pigmented than what it was. And then I'm kind of just staring at myself like, wow, like the difference is crazy. And I'm just like, yay, thumbs up. Now let's go ahead and hit the other eye. Just kidding, we're gonna stay on this eye, and then we're gonna hit the other eye. It's funny because I'm definitely going for a different look than what is happening right now. And yeah, that usually happens like 90% of the time when I'm filming. It never fails. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go in with that shade and just deepen my eyelids pretty much. We're going to just go ahead and just smack her right on my eyelid because the pink just wasn't enough for me. I was like, I need to add some purple. I was actually going to use a different palette for the purple, but I was like, let me stay in the same palette. So I'm just going to go ahead and pack that on, and then I started laughing because I was like, why do I look like that meme of that little girl? And I'm going to go ahead and insert clip right here. I definitely looked like her for a second there, so I was like, whatever. For my favorite part, we're going to go ahead and jump into lashes, and these lashes, super cute, still in the box. As you can tell, they're dailies. These are by Sephora. They're in, I was going to say shade. They're in style Fringe, Fringe Full, and it's called Intense. These lashes are so good, and my holy grail, Kiss lashes. We're gonna go ahead and drink some water, thinking I'm over here at Throat Goat. Clearly I'm not, because I spilled it. And I'm just lollygagging, waiting for the eyelash glue to get tacky, so that way I can go ahead and put it on my eye sockets. And so now it's finally getting tacky, and I always have trouble, getting it on perfectly, but last night, 10 out of 10, those lashes, they were on. Like, I was like, wow, proud of me. And I'm just fast forwarding it because nobody really wants to watch this. I'm like, sup, baby? Take me out to dinner. Let me put some foundation on first. Go ahead and jump into foundation. We're using Maybelline, the 30 Hour Wear in shade Natural Ivory 112, and I like to mix it with 118 Light Beige. And I'm just mixing it on the back of my Morphe M432, and then I'm just painting it on my face. And to buff that out, I'm going to be using my Holy Grail Sephora Pro Buffing in 70. That brush is a 10 out of 10. I love her so much. It gives me full coverage. I'm later going to go in with like my little beauty blender, which I got from Target. Concealers. I am extra. I use 3 concealers. That first one you see, it's not the hydrating, it's not the hydrating one, but it's the e.l.f. 16 Hour. Both the black and the white are the 16 Hour in medium peach. The skinny one is the Morphe like color corrector in C155 because I have a lot of like pink and green undertones, so I go ahead and conceal it up with that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cream contour, and we're gonna cream contour with the Infallible Longwear shaping stick. I'm not sure what shade this is in because it already rubbed off. Oh, just kidding, it's in shade Cocoa. And the girls that get it, they let their concealer sit, and the girls that don't. So I let it sit for a little bit, and then I go ahead and buff it in with my sponge, and then I'll go ahead and buff in my cream contour with this brush. And I literally don't even know where this brush is from. It was like maybe from like Marshall's, but it's already like deteriorating and I need to get a new one, so I'm kind of sad about that. Just buffing my concealer in. How have y'all been? I had really bad sinuses, so I've kind of been out. That's why I didn't really film last week. So just want to let y'all know, update y'all. And now we're gonna go ahead and buff it out finally. And I'm just gonna fast forward the buffing because it's kind of boring, self-explanatory. And I'm gonna set my whole entire face with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. Ladies, you do not get flashback with this, at least I don't. Definitely love it. Then I'm gonna go ahead and contour with the Wet n Wild Dulce de Leche contouring palette, and I always use the brown shade. I don't really use the banana shade just because I feel like it makes my under eyes very dry, and they're already dry as it is, so I don't want them to be extra dry. I'm using my YSL brush as well. Then for blush, I really do love the Milani Tea Rose powder blush, so I'm going in with that one on a Wet n Wild blush brush. Those brushes, Holy Grails, they're only like $1, or maybe they went up just a little bit more, but I definitely recommend the Wet n Wild ones. Really good quality brushes. And the girls that over blush, get it? I definitely do over blush because before I didn't really use blush. Okay, but I'm highlighting with my favorite palette in the whole entire world. You already know, the Nicole Guerrero collab with ABH. I mix all the colors. I douse my face and my body in this highlighter. I live by it. I need to go check the website again still if they have it on there because I need to buy like 10. I never want that to run out. Like, it's so, I love it. And now I'm going to use the Hydro Grip spray to go ahead and set my face. And I'm extra, and I use 2. So I use that one, and then I use the e.l.f. and the mist spray. And you just always have to fan yourself with those little fans. Like, that's all I use. Now I'm just lining my lips with a Kylie lip kit. I think it's Malibu. And I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. And then I'm filling it in with the ABH shade matte lipstick, in Spice. I love this lipstick. It's super long wearing too. I really do like the ABH lipsticks. As you will see here in a second, it takes me a while to line my lips because I do like to overline to give that like plumpy effect as well. Then I'm going to go in with one of my new favorite lip products since 2021. It's the Lifter Gloss by Maybelline New York in shade Opal. now I'm just showing y'all the finished product, being silly, trying to fix my hair because she was not cooperating. Vogue, yes, give it to me, baby. Yes ma'am. Flex. Haven't been in the gym, so no flex. But I really do hope that y'all enjoyed this video and the voiceover. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I love y'all. Bye.